Okay, let's just jump right in. It feels like every generation says they're living through some kind of massive, rapid change. But with AI, well, the data is screaming that this time it really is different. So today, we're going to try and figure out if this whole AI boom is just another tech bubble that's waiting to pop, or if it's something else entirely. A huge structural shift that's all about one thing: pure, mind bending speed. I'm sure you've heard this a million times, right? AI is a bubble. It's this familiar, almost comfortable story. Anytime a new technology just explodes onto the scene, the bubble talk isn't far behind. It's the default critique, especially when you see this level of hype and the absolutely insane amounts of money being thrown around. So that's the big question, isn't it? Which one is it? Is this all just hype and speculation, like a dot-com bubble sequel? Or are we actually living through a fundamental change that's happening so fast, we literally don't even have the right words for it yet? Okay, to get a sense of just how massive this is, try to wrap your head around this number. Roughly 1 out of every 10 people on Earth has reportedly used ChatGPT. Think about that. That's not some niche product for tech fans in Silicon Valley. This kind of spread, this fast, it's completely unprecedented. Things that used to take decades to catch on are now becoming a global standard in just a few months. It's wild. And that brings us to the most important point, really. If you want to understand what's happening, you have to throw out your old calendar. You have to stop thinking in years. The real shock here isn't just the AI technology. It's that time itself feels like it's collapsed. The clock inside the AI world is just ticking at a totally different, much faster pace. And this speed up is just staggering. Let's take something like complex reasoning in AI. AIs that can actually plan things out, do multi-step tasks, and then fix their own mistakes. Just a little over a year ago, that was mind-blowing breakthrough stuff. Today, it's just a standard feature you expect. That's the kind of insane iteration we're dealing with. This crazy pace is changing how people work too. Professionals aren't just picking the best AI anymore. Nope. They're subscribing to a whole bunch of them. And it's not because they're redundant, it's because they're specialized. It's like building a toolkit. You use Gemini when you need amazing visuals. You fire up Claude for heavy-duty coding. GPT is your go-to for just getting stuff done. And Perplexity is for when you need to do serious research. Each one has its own specific, super useful job. All right, let's talk about the money, because honestly, the sheer amount of cash being poured into AI is what makes everyone so nervous about a bubble. And we are talking about numbers that are hard to even comprehend. We're talking about close to $1 trillion. That's the approximate investment from the big tech companies. $1 trillion. When you see a number with that many zeros, your brain just screams bubble. It's a natural reaction. But what if we're wrong about where that money is actually going? And here's the absolute key. This isn't money chasing vague ideas on a PowerPoint slide. It's money that's building real, physical infrastructure. Think about it less like funding the next viral app and more like building the entire electrical grid or the national railway system from scratch. So what does that infrastructure look like in the real world? Well, it's giant data centers popping up everywhere. It's massive upgrades to our energy grids just to power them. It's brand new multi-billion-dollar factories to make the chips. It's custom-built hardware. This isn't money for code floating in the cloud. It's money for concrete, steel, and an unbelievable amount of electricity. And when you have a race to build this much, this fast, you get a super volatile market. Who's on top can literally change in a few months. One minute, it looks like OpenAI has completely blindsided Google and sent them into a panic. The next minute, Google drops a new model that forces OpenAI to scramble. In this world, dominance is fleeting. The only thing that's permanent is the need to constantly adapt. So you've got all this incredible, powerful, new infrastructure humming away in the background. But it makes you wonder, why are we still talking to these incredible new intelligences through a phone, through the same little glass rectangle we've been tapping on for more than a decade? It's starting to feel a little outdated, right? Now, we've already seen some early attempts at new hardware, like the Humane AI pin, and they kind of fell flat. They ran into two massive roadblocks. First, they were just slower than using your phone, and second, they didn't really have a good reason to exist. There wasn't a killer feature, nothing you couldn't just do faster and better on the phone you already own. But look, those early failures haven't slowed anyone down. The race is on. The entire industry is convinced that the next big thing, the true iPhone moment for AI, is out there somewhere. Is it smart glasses, Super advanced earbuds? Some kind of wearable sensor? We don't know what it will look like yet, but the ambition to finally move beyond the phone is absolutely enormous.
Okay, but this whole thing isn't just about tech and hardware and money. It's also kicking off a huge cultural battle, especially when it comes to creativity.
And you can basically see two different worlds colliding. In one camp, you have programmers and engineers. They look at AI and they see incredible leverage, a tool that lets them do more faster. Automation is their friend. But in the other camp, you have a lot of creatives, writers, artists, musicians, who see this as a genuine existential threat. Because for them, the human process is the whole point, and AI can feel like a soulless intruder. And what's so interesting here is that people often can't even tell the difference. You show them a piece of art, they like it, but then you tell them an AI made that, and boom, their opinion of it just plummets. So the backlash isn't really about the quality of the work itself, it's about something deeper. It's about authorship. It's about knowing a human was behind it. So at the highest levels, AI isn't really replacing skill, it's just changing where skill matters. Your judgment, your taste, your unique creative vision, those things are becoming more valuable, not less. The AI is just a new set of incredible brushes. It's not the artist. So, where does that leave us? Let's recap. We've got a technology moving at a pace we've never seen before. It's backed by literally trillions of dollars in investment. And its future is, well, it's a giant question mark, a totally unmapped territory. So if you boil it all down, this is the reality of AI right now. 1. Extreme speed. 2. Massive infrastructure-level investment. And 3. Radical, profound uncertainty about pretty much everything else. And that leads to a really uncomfortable truth, especially if you're trying to run a business or plan a career. Your classic 5-year plan, it's basically meaningless now. Even the people inventing this stuff admit they can only see maybe 6, maybe 12 months ahead with any kind of clarity. After that, it's anyone's guess. So, what's the only real strategy in a world like this? It's not about trying to guess what's coming next. That's a fool's game. It's about getting really, really good at adapting. That means adapting technically, learning the tools, adapting cognitively, changing how you approach problems, and adapting creatively, figuring out how to use your uniquely human skills in this new landscape. Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you think AI is the greatest tool ever invented or a terrifying threat. One thing is for sure, the world is changing under our feet faster than it ever has. In this new reality, standing still is the riskiest thing you can do. So the real question isn't if things will change, it's how are you going to adapt?